All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this call. My name is Vincent van der Linde. I'm so excited to be hosting you this evening. And so welcome to everybody from South Africa, from maybe if you're from the US or from Europe or from the East, but a special welcome to everybody from the Middle East, the markets that we are busy launching in this incredible opportunity across the world. I'm going to be covering a few important points about this technology, about this product, and I'm also going to be introducing a few people that are going to just give their testimony on what the product has done in their lives, and also some people that are going to give their testimony on why they're doing this as a business, because this is, in my opinion, one of the greatest opportunities to build an income stream for yourself online that anybody can do. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what age you are, what race, belief, gender, history, none of that stuff matters. This is the level playing field for everybody. Anybody can do this. And I'll share a bit about my story as well through the call. And I hope after hearing some of the stories, you'll feel the same as I do, that, hey, if those people can do this, I can do this as well. That's what I went through when I started with this company, with this journey. Right in the beginning, I saw some people that looked great and they were walking across stage and so on. And I listened to their stories. And when I realized what they had been through and I realized where they come from, I thought, my goodness, if those people that have gone through all those struggles and still been able to do this, or those people that had so much adversity, a lot more than I did, were able to do this sort of thing, I can do this as well. So I want you to sit back, relax. We're just going to share a few stories this evening, go through a few slides, basic presentations so you can get the idea. I want to encourage you to get back to the person that invited you onto this call, and they're going to help you share some, or they're going to help you find your way to some more information that's going to help you to understand what this is really about. If you want the details, it's all there. If you want the science, it's all there. If you want the numbers more in detail, it's all there. We're going to do broad brushstrokes this evening, so we don't go into too much detail because we only have an hour on this call. So we're going to jump straight into it. And let's go for it. So firstly, you are on a Mannatech information session. So what this is, it's a publicly traded company based in the wellness industry. And I'll cover a few slides, a few short slides to talk about it in just a second. But basically, in a nutshell, Mannatech is famous for their discoveries in the field of glyconutrients, or glycans, as they are understood in the scientific world. So what you want to do, if you want to search for something, you want to search for glycans. And just a second. Oh, my apologies. Okay, we're back. So as I was saying, what you want to search for is glycan technology. Mannatech is famous for their discoveries and their progressive science in the field of glyconutrition, as they call it, or the scientific world calls it glycans. So you can actually go and do your PhD in this field, the field of glycobiology. You can go and find their scientific peer-reviewed studies on PubMed and Google Scholar and so on. So all the science is there if you want to find it. But in a nutshell, glycans is not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not an amino acid, it's a separate class of nutrition, classified as a carbohydrate, but not like people know sugar to be. You know, people think carbohydrate, sugar, if I'm a diabetic, I don't think I can take this stuff. No, this is, when you taste Ambrotose, you'll realize this is not sugar. It's not table sugar. It doesn't taste the same. It doesn't have the same effect in your body at all. It actually has an incredible healing effect in your body. Or let me rather say, it has an incredible restoration effect in your body. It actually brings the systems of your body back online so that your body can function like it was designed to function, right? You know, your body is the miracle. Our bodies are the miracle. And if you give it what it needs to function like it was designed, it can perform the most incredible tasks. It can regulate, it can regenerate, it can do what it needs to do. But you need proper communication between your cells. And that's really where the glycans come in. They restore the proper communication between your cells. And if you have proper communication, you can imagine that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter how much vitamin C you swallow. It doesn't matter how much omega oil you swallow. If you don't have good communication between your cells, none of that stuff matters. That's where we need to start, is with good communication. And, you know, if you're married and, if you have good communication in the house, everything's still okay. Even if people are angry at each other, that's fine. But, you know, when things get silent and they go quiet, guys, you know what I'm talking about. Rather talk to me. Just don't be quiet. You know what I mean? So it's good to have good communication. We want to make sure that we always have good communication. And so the same is true in our cells. You want to make sure that the cells are talking properly to function, to help the body function like it was designed to. Right. So with that, I'm going to ask the first person to get onto the call, and I've asked 3 or 4 people to just share their stories, and they're going to share a bit about the product. They're going to share something about what the product has done in their lives. And they're also, each of them also going to share why they're doing this as a business. And I'd like for them to share sort of what their vocation is, where they come from, because that was always impressive to me to see, wow, anybody can do this. It doesn't matter whether you're an accountant or an engineer, electrician, janitor, whether you have PhDs or no degrees at all. It's always interesting to me to see which type of people do this. So the first person I'd like to introduce to the call is a Silver Executive Director. Please help me welcome Sharon Hicken. So Sharon and Vaughn, please will you unmute yourself and share.
Hey, good evening. Thank you, Vince. Hi, I hope my lighting and my sound is okay. Thank you for the opportunity to share my story, and thank you for being an amazing mentor in my life. I appreciate you very, very much. So I live in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I am a church admin, but I don't know, those of you who know that often is I work for the church with no job description. That's the best way I can say it. That's my vocation. I absolutely love it. My story began with Manatech in 2010 already. What an incredible journey it has been over the past nearly 14 years. Our daughter was very small back then. She was about 18 months old, and we were battling with a number of health challenges with her. There were so many systems in her body that were just not functioning the way they were supposed to function. We were following medical care the best way we knew how. We were doing the parent thing the best way we knew how. But in the end, we were exhausted. Our finances were exhausted. She was exhausted. And my dad arrived at my house with some of the Manatech products. We decided, very skeptically, to be honest, we decided to give them a try. And within the first month of giving them to her, she was eating better. She was sleeping better. And many of the systems that were offline, as Vince said, had started coming back online. We hadn't taken her to the doctor that month. It was just incredible for us to see. So we were really blown away by those results in the beginning. And so we phoned my dad and we said to him, right, oh my word, this stuff has worked. How do we get some more? And so he showed us how to get our customer account number online, and we were able to then start ordering the products, and it got shipped straight to us. It was wonderful. And so that's where the journey began. A few years later, and another baby later, at that time, I was a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And so we moved to Johannesburg, and we thought this was fantastic because my husband, it looked like he was going to get a really good salary and things were going to be really great, especially just with one income. We needed a good income. And so we moved to Joburg, and nobody told us how expensive it is to live here. So we ended up still in a situation where one income was not enough to cover all our basic expenses. I'm sure some of you have heard there's too much month at the end of the money, and we were definitely experiencing that. So I started reaching out, putting my CV out, and in that time, I was shown the business side of Manatech, and I'm so thankful for that because we decided this was what I could do from home. We knew the products worked. We already had incredible stories. We'd already started sharing it with friends and family. So we plugged into the system, held the hand of our upline, our mentor, and did exactly what they told us to do. And I've been able to build a full-time income from home, part-time. I homeschooled my kids right up until last year, August. Being a full-time mom was such a dream come true, and it was so awesome. And in that, I was able to now I was offered an opportunity to work for my church, which I absolutely love. And it was wonderful to sort of say to them, you don't really have to worry about the salary so much because I've already got an income coming in. So even while I'm now working and my kids go to school, I can still bring in a full-time Manatech income, and it's absolutely changed our lives. So I'm so thankful for my dad dropping off that it was a bottle of Manna Bears. It changed our lives forever. And then for the upline that's just guided us and helped us throughout this whole journey. And we're very excited for what's to come because we're only at the beginning. Thank you very much for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you so much for your testimony and for sharing why you're doing this as a business. Okay, really appreciate your time on the call. Next up, I'm going to ask another person to share with us why he is doing this as a business, and he's somebody that actually lives in the UAE in Ras Al Khaimah, and he's hit the ground running, and he's some of you might know him on the call, but he's definitely somebody that I've come to respect over all these years, and he is a Gold Executive Director in Manatech. So please help me welcome onto the call Willie Maritz.
Hi guys, thank you so much, Vince, for asking me to share some words. So while you guys are suffering from the cold, we are suffering from the heat. We are going into like the mid-40s every day. I heard somebody say today the temperature that you feel today was 55, so not fun anyway, but that's summertime, lots of fun in the UAE in the summertime. So guys, before I start, thanks to Vince and Yolandi, who've been our mentors and friends in the business now for probably 13, 14 years already. Vince is one of those guys. He is so consistent in supporting and believing in us, and for quite a few times there, when I wasn't believing in myself, he was believing in me. So thank you, Vince, for the friendship, and thank you for the mentorship and just being always there for us. We really appreciate you guys. So guys, maybe first the story on the product. So when we got involved originally in the business, we got involved for the business side, not the product side. So we heard all the stories, the amazing stories on why we should get involved, because the products are so amazing and this person had this challenge and that person. But to be honest, it kind of went over my head because I was really just focused on the business side. But surprise, surprise, when we started using the product. So my personal story is I thought it was quite healthy. I was didn't really have any big issues. The only big issue I had was I suffered from migraines. So I thought it was a genetic thing because my mom had been suffering from migraines since I could remember. And after I finished university and military service and we started on the farm, it kind of happened kind of gradually. My migraines got worse. And at some stage, I was getting like 2 to 3 serious migraines every month, and sometimes I had to go for injections. And then we started using the products after we started the business. And the only reason we used the products so that I could, with a clear conscience, tell people, if they ask me, are you using the products, that I could say, yeah, I'm also using the products, But gradually, over a period of about 2-3 months, Narina asked me the one day, so when was the last time you had a migraine? And I was like, I can't remember. And I had like 2 to 3 serious ones every month. So gradually, over a period of about 3 months, my migraines got less and less and less. And over the last 13, 14 years that we've been involved now in this business, I can probably count on my one hand the amount of migraines I've had. I still get headaches occasionally, but the migraines, I just don't get them anymore. So that was amazing for me. It changed my life. Energy-wise, just more energy, clearer thinking. So that's my journey. My wife's journey is a little bit more a more drastic story. So after our oldest daughter was born, she suffered from baby blues, which is like a light form of depression. And over the years, it kind of got a little bit worse and worse, and she had to use antidepressants. And along with that, she was struggling with sleeping. So she was on sleeping tablets as well. She had antihistamine all over the house because she struggled with hay fever. So these 3 issues that she was struggling with. And then after we started on the products, also like at the beginning, we literally used a little bit of Ambrotose and Plus. That was it. And then at some stage, Narina decided that she was going to get rid of all the products because all the side effects that go with that. And we upped the dosages of Ambrotose Plus Catalyst. We went on the value bundle. And then she probably didn't do it the right way. She went cold turkey. She just dropped all her tablets. And except for a few stray cases flying around the first month, I survived. The rest is history. She's never been on that again. She's never used antidepressants again. She's not using sleeping pills. She's gone off all her antihistamines for a hay fever. And I mean, in this country, this time of the year especially, we have so much dust in the air, and she's not struggling at all. She's sleeping on one pillow. So yeah, amazing how it's changed our life. And obviously we have so many stories in our team of people's lives that have just been changed dramatically, because if you give your body the right nutrition, your body is just amazing how it can sort the issues out itself. So yeah, that's my story on the products. So a little bit about the business. Like I mentioned, we got started in the business for the money. We were really struggling at that time in our lives financially. Long story, we had lost the farm. I was working for a salary as a farm manager, and not a big salary, and we were really struggling financially. And what comes with that is being hard on yourself, and I wasn't at a good space emotionally, and our marriage wasn't at a good space because we were struggling. So we were really not at a good place, and we got invited to go and have a look at this opportunity. And a long story short, we decided to get started. Lots of questions, lots of what if it doesn't work? What if this is another failure? Because we've had so many failures up until then, because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I try anything. And guys, if I can tell you in how many different ways this business has changed our life, yes, the business side is absolutely fantastic. You can build generational wealth with this business. If you stick to it and you stick to your upline and you're consistent, you can really build a really nice income of this that can set you free financially. But the add-ons that we didn't realize at that stage, when you get your little Manatech box, was so much that went along with that. The personal development that has had a huge impact on our life, with our marriage, with our personal relationships, with our kids, with our friends, in our church, all over. We have been using the skill sets that we've learned through this business in our daily lives, in our other businesses. We are using the skill set every day of our lives. It has changed our life. The mentorship program on how do you use your money that you make? I mean, it's not just about making the money. It's also about learning how to keep your money and how to invest and how to grow your money. And that's all part of this amazing package that comes with that little Manatech box when you sign up for the first time. And you think you're going to just use the products and feel better, or you think you're going to start a business to make an extra 5 or 10,000 Rand or an extra 5,000 dirhams a month, just to go from drowning to get your nose above the water. And you don't realize what comes along with all this extras that has just changed our lives forever. So I'll be forever thankful for Rampi and Celia, who introduced us to this business and didn't give up on us after we said no so many times, because it's meant so much. And now we have the opportunity in the UAE to change people's lives with the finances and with the product. And we've already got some amazing stories on the product here. And slowly but surely there's a team growing and more people that are involved that are building the business. And slowly but surely we are changing the lives of people in the UAE as well. So with that, thank you so much, Vince, for asking me to share tonight, and you guys have a great evening.
All right. Thank you so much, Billy. Thank you for your testimony. It was so great to see you on the call. And there you have it. I know that in the UAE, there's so many people that struggle with hair loss as well, which is fascinating to me that, when they take Catalyst or when they take Nutriveris, we've had some incredible results with people on that side. So you guys that are in the Middle East, I know I've spoken to people from Saudi and Qatar as well, struggling with the same thing. I think it's something to do with the water, perhaps. Definitely, you can help with that tremendously by adding Catalyst or Nutriveris to your diet. Right. So next up, final speaker for the evening is I want to ask another Gold Executive Director. She's somebody that is in the healthcare industry or the therapeutic industry. So please will you help me welcome Gold Executive Director Tessa Merton.
Thank you, Vincent. I would like to say thank you for being my mentor, and also to Leon and Helen Wernich. And my journey also started with my own health issues. And it grew from there. So I needed proof that the product worked. What I've studied was nutritional therapy, and also I'm a bioresonance therapist. So I very much believe in natural methods. So when I was told about this, I was reluctant. I did a lot of research, and eventually after 3 months of research, I said, let me try it on myself. So I had an autoimmune challenge, which I'd had for over 20 years. And I also had a growth in my lungs. So for me, I knew exactly where my body was at and what my issues were. And I was measuring and actually monitoring as I was using the product to see what would happen. And I was very pleasantly surprised. I had results really quickly. And over a period of 4 months, that growth got dissolved. And then I decided, well, this is something really good. I have to introduce it to my patients. And that's basically history from there. It's been 9.5 years that I've been using the product, and also with my patients. And it's been such a rewarding journey, because I have people that have had life-threatening diseases. I've had people who have had issues with nerves, losing feeling, people who've also had perhaps memory problems, children who also have concentration issues that are really serious. And I can tell you, across the spectrum, I've had the most beautiful results. And for me, that has been so fulfilling, because I come from a corporate background, and I can tell you that corporate, it doesn't fill you here. Whereas doing this and helping people, where I get a message, for example, from a father telling me that he hadn't had the strength physically because of his disease to take his 2 daughters to the park. And within 2 weeks of being on the product, he said to me, "Thank you so much. I don't know how I can ever say thank you to you for what you've done, because I took my 2 girls to the park and I was able to be a father again." So it's really been fulfilling, and I've been doing this part-time for 9.5 years. And I've recently had the privilege to go full-time. And so from the end of the month, I'll be doing this, and also following my other passions, the other 4 modalities that I do with healing people. And I'm just so thankful for this opportunity, because it's given me choices to further my studies. It's given me choices to help people, and it's helped me empower myself to be the version of myself that I want. So for anybody who's new on the call, please ask the person who's invited you, because this is really something worth looking into. So thank you for the opportunity to share, and back to you, Vince.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Tessa. Thank you for sharing your testimony as well. That brings us to the end of the people that will be speaking on the call, sharing their personal testimonies. From my side, I'm going to share a quick presentation so that you get a better understanding of what the opportunity is at hand. It's going to be in US dollars. It's going to be really short and simple. Like I said, broad strokes. So please get back to the person that invited you onto this call to get more information. A little bit about my story. My wife and I, we got started with Manatech around 18 years ago. We built this as a part-time online income stream. In the beginning, it was not a lot of money. In the beginning, it was maybe $400 US dollars, which for me, by the way, as a 23-year-old, that was a nice income. But I guess it's not really so much money, right? But it was a start. And I realized if I can make $400, perhaps I can make $4,000 or $40,000, one day. So that was a wake-up call for me that there's power in, number one, there's power in in having your own business, stop working for a boss, start minding your own business. That's the first rule of creating wealth. And the second thing is the power of being online these days, of having an online income stream. That was powerful for me, that you can scale it. Since Manatech is operating in more than 40 countries around the world, it means that I'm in business in more than 40 countries around the world right now, as we speak, there are people in 40 countries that are welcome to come into my online shop and purchase their Manatech wellness solution. So that was profound, that I could build a global business. It wasn't based on my few hours a day that I had. We only have 24 hours in a day. And how many of those can you actually work? So let's say you can work 8, 9, 10, 12. Maybe some people can work 15, 16 hours a day, but you still have to sleep and you still have to do the other things that you need to do. So you only have so many hours in a day, and that is not enough to create freedom. They're saying, Forbes magazine says you need to have 500 employees to call yourself a big business, or you need to be working with 500 people or more. In our case, we don't have employees, but we're working with many people. Or you need to be able to leave your business for a whole year and come back and it's the same size, or it's grown without your managing it or being present. And well, me in a job, because I was also in the corporate environment for a little while and had 1 or 2 businesses of my own, I could never say that working for a boss, I could never say that I'd be able to create financial freedom for myself, because like I said, there are only so many hours in the day, and so on. So what this is, it's an opportunity to look at something that you can create online, and it's a part-time income stream. You don't quit your job immediately. You don't quit your full-time business immediately. You build this thing 10 hours a week. And hey, if you've got 10 hours a week, which everybody has, by the way, everybody's got about 40 hours a week that they're not doing anything, you can actually build this to whatever level you want. Okay, so let me quickly share and just a little bit more about how we got started. So we actually got started from a foundation, a charity program. We first fell in love with the products. We fell in love with the products because Manatech donated a bunch of products to our charity program and in Solaris Pass Village in South Africa. And we saw firsthand within the first month or two how this wellness technology had a profound effect on all the children that we gave it to. And we were helping about 600 children with soup kitchen programs and vegetable gardens. They were getting a meal from us about 5 days a week. And so we were sometimes that was the only meal they had for the whole day. And basically, we were able to help the most malnourished of those children. We were able to help them. It was just incredible. Their signs of wellness started improving. They didn't miss school class like they used to. All their appetite increased again. Their energy levels increased. The kids with failure to thrive and fetal alcohol syndrome and so on started just getting better and better. It was wonderful to see. And it was so amazing. It wasn't just a few kids. It was every single one of the kids. It was so amazing that, our attention sparked and then we said, wow, maybe we should be using this ourselves. And so for the last 18 years, we've been a product of the product ourselves. And I'm very grateful to say that we've experienced phenomenal wellness on this technology. And obviously, you couldn't keep us quiet. We were sharing this with everybody we could, because you're not going to find this advertised anywhere. You're not going to find this on a shelf somewhere in a store. This is spread by people like you and I, sharing stories on Zoom, face-to-face, in people's homes, as many times as you can. That is how this is spread. And that is where your niche actually lies as well. Your opportunity lies in the fact that you can share this with people that probably will never hear about this if you don't open your mouth and talk to them. So that's how we got started. And then we started sharing this with people. That first month, we made about $400. My first goal was just to afford my own Manatech products with my commission. I said, wow, if I can make about 400, if I can make about 300, well, at the time I was spending about $200 or $300 on my Manatech products. I said to myself, if I could make $200 or $300 back from my commissions, hey, I'd be very happy. That would pay for my own usage. And we were able to do that the first month. So for 18 years, we haven't paid a cent for our own proper nutrition, which is pretty phenomenal. Our next goal was to pay for my daughter's school fees, to pay for our bond, because we were a little house that we had bought. With the Manatech income. How cool would that be, to be able to pay for your rent or your bond, or be able to pay for your kids' school fees or something with this commission? Plug a few holes, I felt I would really be able to get ahead if it would just take care of that. And within the next 3 or 4 months, we were able to do that. And then we sat down and said, maybe if we give this a proper shot, we could replace our full-time income. They say if you replace your expenses with passive income, then you are financially free. You can actually quit your job if you want. You can go financially free. My suggestion is save up a bunch of cash in the bank as well before you make that decision. But you could actually do that. And we were able to do that within 3 years. Within 3 years, we were earning about, at the time, it was about $4,000 a month. That was enough for us to quit our jobs and go into this full-time And, we were able to generate more income after that from this opportunity. But for us, it was enough to sort of semi-retire or retire and move to a little town nearby. And for 2 years, we were basically retired at the age of 26. So if you're on this call and you want to know how to create financial freedom before the age of 30, I can say to you categorically, you can do it with this opportunity, because we've been able to do it. And if I can do it, you can do it as well. If you're maybe in your 50s or your 60s and you're looking at retirement, maybe you're doing your stint in the Middle East and you're thinking, wow, my time here is limited. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to go back home. What am I building? What am I building that's going to catch me when I go back home as another income stream, as something that's going to look after me for my elderly years and so on? Well, in my opinion, this is one of the greatest opportunities on the planet that you can go ahead and grab with both hands and do exactly that. Build another stream of income for yourself. Right. So we've been financially independent for the last 15 of the 18 years. And we've traveled and been to many destinations. And I wish for nothing more for each of you on this call that you pursue that. I think everybody deserves to create freedom. The opportunities are out there. This, in my opinion, is one of the foremost opportunities out there that you can use to create freedom. And I want to really encourage you to go for it. It's not a get rich quick thing. It's not the lottery. I'm not going to put numbers on and you're going to scratch something. I'm going to say to you, this is a real business. It's not, there's no staff, there's no stock, there's no inventory. It's not like traditional business, but I want you to treat it like you would treat a business. I want you to pitch up every day. I want you to, because that's what I did. I didn't treat it like a hobby. I think the biggest risk is that people treat this like a little hobby or a little thing you do on the side. And hey, if you treat it like a little thing you do on the side, well, that's the sort of income level you're going to get. And that's fine if you just want, maybe if you want to stay at like $300 or $400 or $500 a month. But if you want to make the big money, if you want to make more than $10,000 or $20,000 a month, you can do that. But you're going to have to think a bit bigger about this. Okay, so let me share a quick presentation with you. It's only 7 slides long, so we're going to keep it short and sweet. You guys should see on the screen there, Design Your Dream Life. And Manatech, the 2 questions to ask yourself, and I had to ask this, and it comes from this book. Rob Kiyosaki wrote this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant and so on. But the question really is, do I shrink my dreams or do I expand my income? Unfortunately, in school, they don't teach us how to achieve our dreams. They don't teach us how to work with money even properly, I think. They don't teach us how to get out of debt. They don't teach us how to become millionaires. I don't know about the schools that you guys have gone to, but they definitely didn't teach that for us. So when you leave school, well, I was good at getting a job, joining the military, writing a CV, or carrying on studying. That was it. And nothing about freedom or entrepreneurship was in there. So if you want to find out how to go financially free, you're going to have to find that knowledge and bring it to your own kitchen table, because there isn't going to be a big government or a big corporate that's going to share that with you. You got to bring that knowledge to yourself. Okay. This book that I mentioned, Rich Dad Poor Dad, ESBI, this is the cash flow quadrant, employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. 90% of the world lives on the left-hand side, because once again, in school, we learn how to become employees and we learn how to become self-employed. That is what the curriculum teaches. But if you want to become a business owner, like I said, 500 people working with you or more, or you can leave the business for a year or more and come back and it's the same size or bigger. Hey, we were traveling for 9 months. We went on an around the world trip in 2018. We traveled for 9 months and spent very little time on our Manatech business, and it actually grew while we were gone. We came back and it was bigger than what it was when we left. So this is a big business by definition that you can build. And then once you start doing that and it frees up some more time, you have time to look for investments and become a sophisticated investor if you want, or just a casual investor, and you can have the cash and the time to go and do that as well. 10% of the world lives on the right-hand side, but 90% of the world's wealth is generated on the right-hand side. Where do you want to be? The number one way to migrate from the left to the right is through an opportunity like this, an online opportunity where you can actually scale your time, do it part-time, and scale the opportunity and actually build something global. All right, with very low risk and very low overheads involved, Right, so you can see there, Manatech is positioned right in the middle of these 3 mega trends. Health and wellness, which is, as most people know, it is exploding around the world. Direct selling, which is also exploding around the world. And direct selling basically means moving products from the manufacturer to the consumer. And it wasn't such a big thing until the internet came. And when the internet came, I mean, it was easier than ever to actually link up the manufacturer to the consumer and cut out the middleman, because now it's much easier for the consumer to go and find the manufacturer online. So with that, direct selling exploded, and basically exactly that, selling directly to the public. And that's what this is. It's under the same umbrella. So Mannatech operates online. You can't buy the products off a shelf. You order it from the company itself, and they deliver it to your front door in over more than 40 markets around the world. As an incentive, they've created a comprehensive compensation model for people to speak about the products, and they've been able to free up about 42% in revenue that pays those commissions. Now, that's pretty impressive. You know, that's money that would have gone to advertising, marketing, and middlemen, shelf space, wholesalers, retailers, brokers, all of those middlemen, up to 27 in a conventional model, that all have to make a profit. Now, most of those are cut away. About 42% of that revenue is freed up for people like you to incentivize us to actually talk about this. Now, obviously, the product needs to be amazing. I'm not going to hang my name on a junk product. I'm not going to hang my name on a product that isn't changing people's lives, that isn't, you know, worth its weight in gold. You know, I'm gonna need a product that's going to, you know, that I can actually hang my name on. And so obviously the product needs to work. But if the product does do what you heard these people say, and if the product does actually have all the science and this validation behind it, wouldn't it be such an amazing opportunity to be able to have that at your fingertips, to be able to have that at your, you know, it's your business. Nobody else can get this product unless it's through an online shop that you own, if you have a Mannatech account number. Okay, so think about that. Health and wellness industry, direct selling industry. And the third is called social entrepreneurship, which is Mission 5 Million. And that is where I got started, from those soup kitchen programs in Solaris Pass. And that's where our story got started, basically. Okay, so some facts about Mannatech. Mannatech was founded in 1994. They're publicly traded. So for the last 20 years or plus, they've been publicly traded on the NASDAQ under MTEX. You can Google them, their share price and so on. You can actually buy shares in the company as well. But that's pretty neat. It means that, you know, they have to jump through all sorts of hoops. They have a board of directors that govern them. They operate in more than 26 countries around the world. As I said, it's actually now 44 countries, which is quite exciting. 19 published studies, of which 12 are randomized double-blind placebo studies. That's like the gold standard of studies. If you want to go and find those, check out PubMed, check out Google Scholar, type in Ambrotose, type in Manopol. You'll find some good information there that you can give to doctors or scientists as well. That stuff is like super technical. I'm not a scientist or a medical practitioner, but I know that the doctors on the call will really appreciate that. Right. Third-party quality validation, over $50 million invested in research and development. That's more than any other company that I know of in the nutritional industry, nutritional world right now. They've been awarded more than 130 international patents on their products. They are the innovators of glycan technology, and that's Mannatech. So welcome to Mannatech. All right. Why do people do this type of business part-time? You know, it's more than just getting your health back. It's more than just an incredible product. People actually do this as a part-time business because they're also looking for ways to learn about focus and ambition, or they have focus and ambition. They want to do something with it. That I just want to spend 40 years working for a boss. I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. I wanted to build something for myself, for my family. Willingness to learning about how to be teachable, how to have mentors in your life. Mannatech it's a turnkey business. It means the business has been built, the model is there, the attorneys and the accountants have checked it out. It's a vehicle, it's beautiful, it's designed for freedom. It's designed to take you to financial freedom. The catch is you're sitting on it. You're sitting on the catch, meaning you have to get up and you have to do something, right? I mean, like anything worthwhile, you have to get up and you have to do something. But if you're willing to focus, and you're willing to focus 10, 15 hours a week, you can do this, all right? Teamwork, goal setting, you can do this part-time. You get to have an online business. It's a minimal investment. I mean, it's 775 Rand a year. Or in US dollars, it's about $50 US a year to be in business, which is nothing. If you've ever opened a company in the UAE or anywhere in the world, I mean, it is thousands of dirham every month, every year that you have to pay just to stay in business. So paying $50 a year to be in business, there's a risk there. See, the risk is that you treat it like a hobby. I mean, what is 50 dirham is what? I mean, it's like 2 coffees or something at Cafe Nera, you know, it's like, or Starbucks, it's not much, but yet people think, oh, it's a little hobby I'm going to do on the side. But if you treat it like you spent 50,000 dirham or or 500,000 dirham to get started. I want to say to you, if you do that, I'm telling you, you can the sky's the limit. You can do amazing things with this opportunity. Minimal investment, like I said, incentive holidays. You get to go on incentive trips around the world with Manatic. Find out when the next one is. We're going in October to Mauritius as the South African group. You can qualify still. I mean, there's a month and a half left to qualify. If you really focus, you can do it. You get to help people, and you get an opportunity to earn an unlimited income stream. The more you talk to people, you go to more countries. 44 countries. You can build your business in 44 countries. You want to expand your income. You want to give yourself a raise. Hey, just go talk to some more people. That's it. Pick up the phone, get online into groups and get yourself out there. Start talking to people about wellness. You'll be surprised how many people are open to wellness. That's why I mentioned the hair loss thing. I know in the UAE, it's a big thing. And people are like, what do I do? It's just, I'm going to have to live with it. No, you don't. I mean, you can actually put this product in your body and your body will regenerate. And I mean, I've seen this over and over again, how people over there have phenomenal results with the products, with stuff like hair loss and fatigue and all sorts of things. I mean, it's amazing. Different challenges that you guys have to the rest of the world, because most of your food is imported, your water is generated. I mean, it's different challenges on a lot of strain on the human body, All right. Let's look at a quick overview of how the compensation plan works. The big green circle is what we call online shops. So think about the big green circle or the big turquoise circle as somebody's online shop. And if you want to buy a Manatic product, you have to go into somebody's online shop and purchase it. All right. The small circles are customers. So if you can just hold that picture in your mind. So we start off with you, and you have your own online shop. And your own online shop, remember, it's operating in over 40 countries around the world. And the idea is to start getting customers into your online shop. Now, this might start off with a few close friends and family. And I want to encourage you to get your mentor or your upline or the person that invited you onto this call to help you with some of those first meetings. It's not actually that difficult. You just get a room full of people, share some good stories, and you'll be amazed at what actually some people are going to say, cool, I want to try the product. Some people are going to say, I'd love to try the opportunity. And there you go. You start off from there, So there are 6 different income streams that Manatic offers. I'm just going to cover some of the basics of those. I'm not going to go into each one of them. But firstly, the first bonus is called Power Seller Bonus. You can see there, Power Seller Bonus. Now, how do you earn the $70? Well, as soon as you've got about 5 customers in your online shop, and they're each spending about $100. Okay, so that's about, what is that? About 370 dirham, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, just mention something on the chat, but I think it's about that, 350 dirham, 370 dirham. Which, by the way, if you walk into a mall, if you walk into the Dubai Mall, or you walk into the Alhambra Mall, or you're in Abu Dhabi and you walk into the mall there, I'm telling you, you walk into a health food store, you are not going to walk out there and you want to buy a few things for yourself. I'm telling you, you're going to spend 500, 600 dirham easily on products. Okay, so 350 dirham or so, it's not so much to spend on your wellness. Let's say each customer is spending that on, as a customer, they're spending that on their wellness. Okay, what does that mean? So each customer is spending that, about 5 of them in this illustration. When you've done that, you're earning about $70 as a Power Seller Bonus. And it goes up because it's a percentage. It's actually a percentage of your revenue that you earn, between 10 and 20% of your online shop revenue you earn on that commission. So Power Seller Bonus is basically about $70 for 5 customers. By the time you go past 10 customers or 20 customers, I mean, you're earning about, what is that in dollars? Maybe about $150. About, by the time you're on about 20 customers, no, it's about $400, $500 that you'll be earning from your Power Seller Bonus, $400, let's say, a month, just on your own online shop's revenue. Okay. And you haven't even started franchising it. I like to call this online franchise. You can see, can you imagine you've got a Burger King and you've got a few other Burger Kings that you've started around you? That's similar to what this is. If people ask me, what is this? It is like online franchising. I start with my own franchise. I build up a customer base, and then I teach and train other people how to do that. If you start your own Burger King or your own McDonald's, they normally require of you to fly to America, spend 6 months there learning how to do it, open up your own McDonald's, spend hundreds and thousands of dirham to do that. And then there's still no guarantee that you're going to make it. Well, This is the same concept, but you're doing it online and you don't have any of those expenses and none of those overheads. Right. So thank you. Thank you for that conversion, Madeleine. Thank you. Okay, so so there you go. You've got your online shop going. You're making $70 a month. Now it's time to start franchising. It's time to teach person A and person B that start their own online franchise to teach them exactly what you did. So you got about 5 customers together. So there you go. Person A and person B are building their own online shops. By the time you help them each earn $70 or about 250, as you've got the 270 dirham, you are earning an additional $100 just by helping person A and person B do that. Now why not do it again? Let's help another 2 people build their online franchise just like you did. You just teach them what you did. And now suddenly your income is at about $150 extra. So you can see how you can easily earn more than $300 just in your first initial few weeks in helping your own online shop with a few customers, people that are already quite desperate usually for wellness solutions. They're walking to the mall, they're asking questions from the medical profession industries. They don't know what to do. They need their bodies to start regenerating themselves. They need their bodies to function like they were designed. And here we go. You just open your mouth and share some stories. Boom, they start ordering. They become a customer. That's how this works. So you can see becoming a customer is free and becoming an associate is about $50 per annum. Okay, that's like your licensing fee to own your own online shop. You can see how the income can grow. By the time you have a consumer base of 15, that's $150 per month over and above the income I showed you on the previous page, over and above the $300 you're earning already on the previous page. It grows to 60 and 200 and 400. So by the time you're on 400 customers, whether you brought them yourself or whether your other online shops that you franchised out to brought them themselves, by the time that's happening, you're making about $2,600, $2,700. And you can see how you can expand more by successfully helping other people build an online shop, an online presence. You can see by helping 4 other people, that's really the goal. If you can help 4 other people build a Burger King without spending, $1 million dirham to open your doors. If you can help 4 other people build a Burger King by starting with $50 as a licensing fee, as an analogy, you can make about $17,000 a month. And I know that's a nice income in Dubai or Ras Al Khaimah or Abu Dhabi as well. And then finally, Mission 5 Million. This is why I got started with Manatech, very close to my heart. This is actually a photo right here of Solari's Pass, who helps some of those kids over there get their wellness back, which is quite exciting. You see, Manatech's mission is to help 5 million children around the world that cannot necessarily afford their own nutrition. Every time you buy a product from Manatech, they nourish a child around the world. If you spend about what is it, the 200 dirham? If you spend about 200, 300 dirham on your Manatech products, that's a child for a month, basically, that you're nourishing. So that's quite exciting. Right, so that brings us towards the end of our presentation. I do not have the video to show you guys how you can order your products. I want to check if Vili, do you maybe have that video close by? Because I don't have it with me. Just give me a thumbs up if you do. If you don't, then we can end the call off early.
Okay, I'll quickly find it, Vince. I just don't know how I'm going to share it. I haven't done it in a while.
Let's see if we can figure it out. But basically, there's a special way that you guys can order your products because Manatech is not yet launched in the UAE properly. It's a very exciting time in the UAE because it's like a pre-launch. You open up a shop and ship account first, and then using your shop and ship details, you place yourself as a South African customer or a South African associate. You have your Manatech products delivered to Sandton, Aramex's head office, and then Aramex, based on your DXB number, they can see the number and they immediately know what to do with it, and then they can send it onto your front door in the UAE at a very affordable price. I mean, what is it now? I think it's like 180, I think 200 dirham for the product delivered to your front door. And I mean, this is a nice, fair-sized parcel. I mean, which is very reasonable, because
about 80 to 120 dirhams roughly, Vince.
Well, there you go, even better. 80 to 120 dirhams the cost to bring the product from Sandton to your front door. I think that's very affordable as shipping costs go around the world. So people order a bunch of products. Don't order more than 1,000 dirham at once, because you're basically able to bring the products to your front door on the not for resale model. So you're basically bringing the products the same way you order something from Amazon or Desert Cart or something like that. You're ordering the products to your front door, and because it's not for resale, it's under 1,000 dirham per order. They allow you to bring that. There's a little video to explain it as we end off the call. So go ahead, Vili. Thank you very much. Well, Vili, there's no sound, so you'll have to just share it again and select play sound.
Okay, Vince, this is the part where I can't remember. Where do I go to play the sound?
If you stop the share and then you click on share again, you'll see there's like these two boxes you have to check normally on the right hand side, which say optimize for video and share sound, and that's normally how you can do it.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Vince, I think what I'll do is I will just share it. I will just explain it myself. So just give me a chance. I'll just quickly find that presentation, and then I'll share it with the presentation.
Okay, 100%. Thanks, Vili. And yeah, the Lead Team event ID for those of you that are using the Lead Team app is 6801, and we'll put it in the chat box as well over there. I think we've explained it, Vili. It's pretty straightforward. You know, you guys that live in the UAE, you'll probably know what a shop and ship account is. I don't think it's necessary to show the whole video, Vili, unless you got it on hand. But it's really straightforward. You open up a shop and ship account. You just order the products from Manatech that delivered in Sandton. You make sure your DXB number is on the front there. Do you want to go ahead, Vili?
Yeah, let's quickly go ahead. Okay. All right, so it's quite simple, guys. You go to this page, and right there at the top where at the arrow there, you go to classic.shopandship.com, and then this page will open up. Then you're on the right-hand side there, you can see there's an arrow that says sign up. You just follow the instructions from there. You just put in your name. It'll ask you to upload your Emirates ID. Just make sure there where that arrow is that you pick United Arab Emirates. Obviously, that's you want the products to go to the Emirates, so you pick the drop down in which country you reside. It'll ask you for your email address and also your delivery address in the UAE. So you just fill all that in, upload your Emirates ID, and then once you've done that, it's going to ask you. There's like a little trick to that you have to search your residential address, and then there's like 3 words that you then have to put in, but you guys will figure that out. Once you've done that and you've got your account open, then you go to my addresses, you scroll down until you reach South Africa or Johannesburg. There's a little South African flag. So over here where it says DXB, I blocked that out. That will be your own personal DXB number, and that'll be your address. So this address that you see here, that's the address that you use when you order products. So on your Manatech website, when you reach the delivery part, either if you do a one-time order or if you do a automatic order, or when you enroll somebody, that will be the delivery address, this address here. You put it in exactly like it is there with the telephone number and your own personal DXB number. And then Manatech will then ship to this address, which is the Aramex address in Sandton, Joburg. And then Aramex will pick up on your personal DXB number, and that will get shipped then to your address in the UAE. When the products are on the way, you'll either get an email or an SMS giving you or informing you that the products are on the way. And then you can just go online and make a payment. It'll give you the amount that you need to pay. It'll be on your personal website as well. And you just put the amount in and you pay with your card, and then the products gets delivered to your door. And that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Vili. That's a great explanation of how you can get your products. So it's really straightforward, you guys living in the UAE. That brings us to the end of our call. Give it a try. The Manatech products are really worth it. I can guarantee that you're going to experience wellness, that you're going to have things better, whether it's, and initially it starts off with just perhaps a relief in pain, perhaps a better sleeping patterns, better mood, and so on. And it can just get better and better from there. I've been using these products for the last 18 years, like I said, and yeah, it's just been phenomenal for myself and my whole family. So thank you very much to all of you that made the time to be on this call. Have an incredible rest of your week. And then, from my side, I want to say, go for it. You can do this. Go experience wellness freedom, experience financial freedom if you want to do the business with us. But our goal and the vision is to get Ambritos especially into every kitchen cupboard around the world, so that people, I believe this product is going to make a bigger difference than the discovery of antibiotics did many years ago, because it's such an incredible, it has such a wonderful impact on the human body. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening, and good night.